A group of unsuspecting college students, a psychic's threatening prediction, and one killer party. Are you sure you're ready to brave my version of the classic urban legend, The Prediction? In a quaint little town not too far off from your own, a group of friends set out on an adventure through the streets of their college campus. Emily, Alex, Sophia, and Jake eagerly explored, seeking new stores and venues to discover. Their laughter filled the crisp autumn air as they soaked in the vibrant energy of their surroundings, blissfully unaware of the darkness that lay ahead. As they roamed familiar paths, their eyes caught sight of a peculiar little shop that had seemingly materialized overnight. Madame Serafina's psychic emporium beckoned to them with an air of mystery. Playfully teasing each other, they mustered up enough courage to venture inside, unsure of exactly what they were about to get themselves into. The bell above the door tinkled as they crossed the threshold, immersing themselves in an atmosphere ripe with both incense and ancient wisdom. This shop was adorned with mystical artifacts, casting flickering shadows upon the walls, and Madame Serafina, a woman of profound insight, met them with a knowing smile that sent a shiver down their spines. In lighthearted spirits, they took turns having their fortunes told, but when Jake's turn came, the atmosphere grew somber. As the psychic took his hands into hers, Madame Serafina's voice dropped to a chilling tone as she unveiled a prophecy that left them all breathless. She spoke of a malevolent and dangerous killer, according to her, a blurred figure who was already on campus, and who would claim the lives of no less than 250 students over the following weekend, which just so happened to be Halloween. While at first, our group of friends shrugged this prediction off as nothing more than good theater, they left the shop with a budding fear in their minds, and it wasn't long before their story had spread amongst numerous parties. Eventually, the friends became consumed by the whispers of this legend, spreading like a wildfire through their peers. The approaching Halloween night carried with it an air of both excitement and now of apprehension, as everyone prepared for the festivities while also keeping a wary eye over their shoulders. While initially believed to be nothing more than a parlor trick, the friends soon found themselves plagued by unease and doubt surrounding Jake's prophecy. Determined to outwit this campus killer, they devised a daring plan. They would host an extravagant Halloween party in a sprawling fraternity house, ensuring that everyone could stay together, safe in their numbers. To further fortify their defenses, they even enlisted the help of their strongest and most vigilant friends, stationing them at every entrance to thwart any potential threat. As the sun began to set on the eve of Halloween, their party kicked off in full swing. The chosen frat house pulsed with music, laughter, and the vibrant energy of celebration, and our group of friends took turns balancing their duties between guarding the doors and patrolling the premises. Despite the undercurrent of unease, they found solace in each other's company, determined to enjoy the night while keeping all of their other friends safe. As the night dragged on, it was decided that all other doors and windows would be locked save for the front entrance. At 3 a.m., as most partygoers fell into the embrace of sleep, it was Jake's turn to take the final guard shift. He stationed himself at the front door, his senses heightened, ready to protect his friends and classmates. Rustling leaves, a flicker of movement out of the corner of his eye, each sound and shadow seemingly intensified Jake's vigilance. He knew he probably shouldn't, but to calm his nerves, he reached into his pocket and pulled out a pint of whiskey, taking a swig as he settled into an outdoor chair, his back pressed against the wall like a shield against the darkness. Suddenly, his attention snapped to a suspicious car parked nearby, its occupants concealed within the shadows and behind tinted windows. An icy shiver coursed through Jake's veins, his heart pounded within his chest. Unwavering, he focused his gaze, ready to confront whoever might lie in wait, the entity who taunted his senses. But after a moment, this vehicle flicked on its lights and drove off into the night. As the hours stretched on, the chilling wind whispered through the darkness, making Jake's skin prickle with a sense of foreboding. He strained his ears, attuned to every sound as if the very essence of the campus killer lurked somewhere just out of sight. Shadows danced and played tricks on his senses, testing his resolve. Suddenly, a rustling in the nearby bushes jolted Jake from his thoughts. He squinted, his heart racing, scanning the area for any signs of danger. A wave of anxiety washed over him as he contemplated the possibility of a menace unseen. But after a moment, he relaxed when he perceived the body of a cat slink out from the thicket. With each additional sip, the warmth of the whiskey coursed through Jake's veins, temporarily numbing his fears. He reminded himself over and over again that he was literally the last line of defense, the sentinel protecting his friends from the unknown and a certain death. His resolve solidified, his gaze focused on the darkness, a determination etched into his features. As the night wore on, however, exhaustion began to weigh heavily upon Jake's wary frame. The burden of the responsibility he had taken upon himself threatened to crush his spirit. Both fatigue and inebriation tugged at his eyelids, beckoning him to surrender to sleep's sweet embrace. Unbeknownst to Jake, this weariness had already won its battle though, and before he could fight back, his mind succumbed to the depths of slumber. His chair creaked softly as he leaned back, the door left unguarded and vulnerable, a portal through which an unseen presence could easily infiltrate the once safe haven. As dawn broke the next day, it illuminated the aftermath of an unspeakable horror. Police cars lined the frat street, their lights flashing sporadically, and their sirens waking Jake, who was still positioned in his chair on the front porch, from a deep slumber. And that's when, in his confusion and panic, and as he was being led to a police cruiser by an officer attempting to calm him down, Jake overheard chilling talk from a coroner that would forever change his life. All 250 students inside the frat, including his friends, were dead, and the culprit, the front door which had been left ajar, had acted as an entrance for the below-freezing night air to slowly work its way through every room of the house, chilling students to death as they slept peacefully and drunkenly unaware of their looming fates. In the end, Jake, who was saved only by his choice in warm clothing, was in fact the campus killer. Thanks for joining me for my retelling of the classic urban legend, The Prediction. If you enjoyed this tale of terror, please subscribe to my channel, like this upload, and share me with anyone you feel could use a good scare. I'll see you all next time.